This video includes an ad for Squarespace. This is my 3D printed camera arm. It's easily one of my favorite things that I've ever built, but also probably one of the most over-engineered ones. So I figured, why not make today's video all about making this thing just a little bit more complicated. I mean, more usable, more you know what I mean. So this is my current setup, the way I film all of my YouTube videos. Now most of this works quite well as it is, but there's one thing that is really annoying, and that is batteries and powering all of this. I hinted at it at the end of the last video where I actually made that camera arm. I want to try and power as much of this stuff as possible with one of these. So this is a V-mount battery. It's essentially just a really big power bank, and the idea is that I can use this to power all of these devices. And I want to mount this thing to the back of the camera arm. We'll make some sort of mount so that when I want to start filming, I just grab one of these, click it into place, and then all the gear turns on or is powered. I also want to figure out a better solution for the monitor setup. Currently I have this mount with a magic arm, so this thing just swivels around and moves freely, locks in place, really secure, works quite well, but it also sometimes gets in the way and it's not as easy to flip it around if I want to look at the monitor the other way, and sometimes it has a tendency to crash into things a bit earlier than what I would like. So that's the second thing that I want to change. And the third thing is that I want to add a light to the whole setup, which we're also, of course, going to have to power with a battery. I think I have a couple of really cool solutions for how all of this is going to work. So let's get started. So at the back here, the back piece will have to come off, and you can actually see that there's already a hole running all the way through all of these parts. Because when I designed this, I had this in mind all along. And by the way, if you have no idea what I've been talking about so far about this whole camera arm thing, I designed and 3D printed this entire setup. It's sort of version 2 of a camera arm that I've been using for years. I have all the 3D files available to download from my website, alch.shop, in case you ever, for some reason, want to build one of these. So this back part now comes off and gets replaced by one that's pretty similar. The only difference is that it now has mounting holes for these two aluminum pipes. These two are spaced at a standardized distance away from each other so that they're basically compatible with a ton of different film gear. You'll often see these two pipes running at the bottom of a bunch of like cinema gear, film rigs, and setups. That'll make more sense in a second. Let's just get this installed. Because with that now installed, this guy will slide onto these two pipes, and this is now a mounting plate for that V-mount battery. That means that I can plug in, let's say, a USB-C cord and use this to power my camera, and without having to disconnect anything, just press a button and lift this off, battery goes off, you can grab a fresh one, slide it in place, everything is powered again. And that's been one of the really hard things to try and figure out with the ports available on this. How do you get power to both the camera, the monitor, and the light? And do that with as few wires as possible. And the solution I've come up with is to use a regular USB-C to USB-C and one USB-A to USB-C cable that go into these two side ports here. And then these two get fed all the way through all of these parts, ending up at the business end. So now we've got two USB-C cables coming out of the front here. You might also notice that I've had to take this whole front locking assembly off of there. This whole thing with this knob is usually what controls the locking mechanism for both axes at the same time. And although this had a hole where the wires could have come out of, I think we can do one better than this, because I printed a new version of this that now looks like this. And I found these things. These are really cool. These are panel mount USB-C female to female. So I guess you can see where this is going. These get installed into the front of this frame. The USB-C cable plugs into the back of it, and we're left with two USB-C ports at the front business end of where all the camera and all the other gear goes. By the way, I'm going to talk about a lot of gear and different things that I use and components that I've used to build all these. All these products will be listed in the description of this video below. These specific ones are from Adafruit, and one little quirk they have, or I guess USB-C has, is that they only work one of the orientations. So make sure to check to see if there's power coming through here before you start assembling all of this, and then it gets really hard to switch it over. And now with everything hooked back up, we've got 2 USB ports that are hopefully powered with no visible wires along the whole way here. Now, while I was at it printing new parts, I've also printed another one of these front mounting plates for the camera or the ball head or whatever you want to mount there. This one is a bit longer to give myself a little bit more space for the camera with the monitor and everything sticking out of it. Now, if you're thinking it's pretty risky to hang an expensive camera off just a 3D printed part, you're absolutely right, but I've got a trick up my sleeve. Same as the old one, inside of here, there's actually 2 threaded rods that sort of compress the whole thing together. And actually did a test of this when building the first one. You can essentially hang off of this thing, and even if it breaks, it will never just snap off. So, pretty confident that that's no problem hanging my camera off. And with all of this now assembled back together, we're already a huge step along the way, because I now can power my camera with just one USB cable like this. And because the battery has this neat little screen with the readout of battery consumption, as it is right now with this camera recording, I can power it for over 23 hours. So, plenty of battery. Now, the one thing I don't like about this setup as it is currently is that as soon as I want to plug in the monitor, I get 2 cables, which already isn't as nice. And the monitor is currently using a battery, so I still need to use the other USB to power this thing. This is where I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out what the cleanest solution is, and that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so bear with me. I'm currently using my nice camera to film this, so we're going to have to pretend that this is the camera that we're going to be using. Right now, I got a camera and a monitor. Normally, these 2 things would be run by 1 battery each. We're gonna try and get rid of both those. I mean, this one will still stay in there, but yeah. The example I used up until now was to use a USB-C cable to power this camera. Now, this monitor doesn't have that option. So that's where this guy comes in. This is an MPF style dummy battery that has a USB-C in and out and delivers power through those pins at the bottom. So when I take this and connect it to this, I can now take a USB cable, plug that in, and power the monitor this way. Now I'm able to power both camera and monitor with 1 USB cable each. But like I said at the beginning, I want to get rid of this monitor on the arm and attach it to the camera instead with a little 3D printed bracket. That will now allow me to use the second port on the side here to power the camera from the monitor and power this entire package with just 1 cable going to the camera arm. I don't want to tell you how long it took me to figure out how all of that was going to work and which components would actually work together. And this is what everything looks like actually connected. Now, you might notice that the monitor has moved from the magic arm to the camera itself, and I've achieved that with this little 3D printed part. Now, this little mount is pretty specific to my exact setup, but if some of you out there want to download and 3D print this for yourself, it will be available on my website, which is alch.shop. And that's actually a perfect segue to today's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Because Squarespace is a huge part of the reason why I'm able to do what I do. alch.shop, the website where I sell my build plans and 3D files, is made using Squarespace. And actually started using Squarespace to build my own website long before they started sponsoring my videos. Squarespace is a really great all-in-one platform that you can use to create your own website, just like I did when I created mine. It's super easy to set up. You don't need to have any technical knowledge. Just choose from any of their award-winning templates and get started creating your own website right away. I sell digital plans and 3D files on my website, and all of that was super easy to set up. They have great built-in tools to handle everything from inventory, sales, shipping, and analytics. There's no limit on how many products you can list on your site, and setting up a payment solution was super easy. So in case you're interested, head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/ALCH for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And on the other side, this thing is meant to fit one of those small rig swivel mounts for monitors, so pretty much any monitor will fit on top of here. With the whole thing being supply power with just this 1 cable going into the MPF dummy battery thing here that powers the monitor, that in turn powers the camera. the camera still has a battery inside of it, so if I take the battery off or it dies while the camera is recording, nothing is lost since the camera still has internal battery. And the other USB-C port I've now used to have my Magic Arm mounted with a light. As this whole setup sits right now with the camera recording and the light at 20% with the monitor on, it looks like I'll get about 7 hours of runtime out of one single charge on the battery. So that's pretty good. One quick note on the monitor though is that this thing can perfectly swivel however you want. But you might notice that this little annoying HDMI cable sort of rubs the top here. Now, there's two ways I can realistically fix this. I could just print another one of these adapter that raises the whole thing up a bit, making so that this thing doesn't rub up against the top anymore. And you know what? I'll do that. I'll 3D model that and include that in the same file download as well, in case you want to raise up the monitor slightly. Second option would be to order a 90-degree angle HDMI cable that would also fix the entire issue. And that's what I did. Twice. From Amazon. And for some reason, Amazon just doesn't want to deliver packages to me. For some reason, half the packages just get marked undeliverable and just get sent back. Now, why both times when I ordered the HDMI cable it didn't get delivered, I don't know, but here I am making this video without that HDMI cable. But I actually have a third option, which I don't know if it's gonna work that well yet, but I just wanted to try out and want to show you guys this because I think it's really cool. Also, please excuse the difference in camera quality since I switch back and forth between my phone and this camera that we're actually making a video about. Turns out it's pretty hard to film the camera that you're making a video about while you're making a video with that camera. So hence, most of this is shot on my phone. Also, since we're on a tangent already, let's quickly talk about this light. This thing right here. Essentially, with this whole new setup with the overhead light, getting rid of my big softbox that I used to have, I felt like I needed a little bit of a fill light when talking to the camera. So really, all that thing is doing is shining a little bit more light on the bottom of my face. If I turn it off, that's what it looks like normally. I think this is fine as well, but having this additional light also is nice if I film in different areas of the workshop that don't have as much light as this work table. Okay, now back to my third solution to my HDMI cable problem. This thing. While I was looking for the panel mount USB-C cable adapters, I came across these things. Now these are actually modular ribbon HDMI cables that you can buy with all sorts of different adapters and angles and connections. And they actually come in a bunch of different lengths for cables, so you can make longer or shorter ones and with different connectors. In my case, I've made a right angle HDMI adapter to a flat one, which I'm going to use in my case to move the HDMI mounting position to the back of the monitor. Now, I'm not saying that this is the best solution to the problem. The right angle HDMI cable probably would have been easier, but I just felt like these were super cool and I wanted to show them off. And I figured these could be pretty useful if you're tight on space and need to route an HDMI cable somewhere. And that's essentially the whole setup complete. Might not look that pretty, but it actually works really well. I can now finally leave my camera and monitor and everything running for hours without any issues. There's just one issue left. And that is, of course, that now that we've added all this extra stuff, the camera arm isn't balanced anymore. Luckily, that's super easy to do. All I need to do is add some additional weight into this counterweight tube. But talking about this counterweight tube, there is something I haven't told you about this yet. Because as I was building this entire big camera arm for the first time in the video I made about it, I sort of discovered some issues with this thing. Mainly that it just was a bit too flimsy. And in the process of building this whole thing, I had to glue it back together multiple times. Now, before releasing any of the files on my website, I actually fixed all those issues. So any of you who downloaded the files for this will have downloaded the files that are much stronger than this one. But I just didn't have time to print a new one for myself. Until now. But instead of just replacing this whole thing with one that looks exactly the same, how about we change it up a little bit? So instead of printing all of them in the same boring black color like last time, how about we bring a little bit more color back into this, because during the making of this camera arm, I used a bunch of different colors for the prototypes of these parts, and I just thought it looked so good that I figured, why not print this whole counterweight tube system in a bunch of different ones? So I'll just have to quickly glue all of these together, then we can switch it out with the old one. Doesn't this just look so cool? I think this whole upgrade transformation turned out really well. I also spent a bit of time once I had everything apart to rebalance this whole thing. So now, perfectly balanced, going up and down. Luckily, I had a bunch of these leftover counterweights that I cast the last time, so I could just use a variety of those to get everything perfectly balanced. This entire rig is currently running off of the V-mount battery. Now granted, the way I chose to solve a lot of the issues here are pretty specific to my needs, and there are obviously a bunch of different ways you can go about solving very similar problems. Like for instance, you can use that same frame that I've used and just use a different type of panel mount connector, or you can go a totally different route and use one of these very common connectors called a D-tap. Both the batteries and the mounting plates have these connectors on them. You can plug a bunch of different stuff in there. Like for instance, one of the options could be to run one of these cables that goes from one D-tap to 3 of them. And this might seem a bit short now, but you can actually super simply extend these cables because it's just 2 wires. DSLR Video Shooter has a great video on how to do that, and I'll link that below. Here I've even 3D printed a little holder for it that will screw onto the aluminum extrusion. And I made a different version of the front port with a bigger hole so that the D-tap connector can slot through there. Then from D-tap, you can go to all sorts of different things, like for instance with this adapter that goes to USB-C. And by the way, all the new attachments and brackets and new 3D printed parts that I've shown off in this video and talked about will be included in all the downloads for a full version of this camera arm. And in case you already purchased the files, don't worry, you can just use that same download link you got via email and re-download all the files, and all the new stuff will be included there. Now, that's pretty much a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.